We are back, everybody, at Kelloggsville. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. We apologize for that. It's our first live stream at a road game, so there's bugs to be worked out. We thank you all for being patient. Spartans still have about 3 minutes to go in this halftime. Kelloggsville is celebrating their homecoming right now. The band is on the field, and right now they're feeling a little bit better at halftime than they did most of the game, as they got that touchdown right before the half. Spartans still have a 29-6 lead.
Yeah, I think if you're the Kellogg's coach, you're in there letting them know that, hey, we aren't giving up. We scored 6 right before half, that we got a whole half to go. They've got a powerful offense as they run that spread. They, honestly, in my opinion, Kelloggsville has just really been shooting themselves in the foot all night. They get a good drive going, and they get a holding call. And their backfield has been really impressive. I was just talking to the statistician there. You know, he's got just under 50 yards at halftime, and he's been running hard. Their quarterback, in my opinion, honestly throws a very catchable ball, and he's got some great receivers. They are struggling up front. There's no doubt Kelloggsville is struggling up front, trying to keep Sparta. And so the quarterback's running for his life. And I'll tell you, the Zerfas really shows, though, he is really an incredible athlete. And so, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if I'm Sparta's coach. Hey, we're on a business trip. They are taking care of business up front. I think that you say we're just going to continue to do more and more of what we're doing. And I think that they'll be able to get some guys some playing time.
Number
Townsend made the tackle.
Number 20, Townsend, made the tackle.
Tarosky really showing his speed as he got outside there, and it looks like halftime has not slowed down that Sparta offense at all.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Option. Literally just threw a man at the 20-yard line.
Wow.
That
21 down.
Run there, giving Schuster made the tackle.
But he threw him away as though he were a stray cat on his back. And the Spartans have the ball. 1st and 10 on the Kelloggsville 18. Gordon throwing, crossing route complete to Whitmore, number 8.
21 again.
That's going to be a gain of a couple up to the 11.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to clear out and run that shallow route, and Gordon did a really nice job. It was a nice pass there. And he just could not, the receiver could not get away from that defender, but really good pass there.
He looked to his left as though he were going to throw a swing. More. Here's Tarosky up the middle, and he slips a couple of tacklers, gets a first down inside the 5, and down to about the 4-yard line.
Tarosky has come out in the second half, and he is running hard, or harder than I've seen him in the first half. He is just a man possessed out there.
Have ended in a touchdown. The give to Tarosky, cuts back and walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans.
Wow, holy cow. 63 job of really keeping his feet shoulder square and moving people out. And Tarosky, it was no problem to find the end zone.
Dustin Warner, the freshman, is going to be around here for a long time. Bella Valoni to kick the extra point. Good hold by Steinbacher. And it is through for one more point. 2 minutes have elapsed here in the third quarter, and the Spartans have extended their lead 36-6. And that, after Kelloggsville scored at the end of the half to give them some momentum, Sparta takes it right back away from them at the beginning of the second half. And I'm not going to lie to you, Kelloggsville on that sideline looks real demoralized right now. The Spartans are already on the field. They are making their way to the huddle.
playing football.
Now they start to
in all
come out to
sports.
the field.
You can see, like I said, when you come out and you miss an onside kick, you give Sparta team, and you can just see it. You can just see it as a reaction of coming out after that. The wind has left a little.
There's a squib kick by Tarosky. Hits an up man in the feet. It bounces up off of his face mask, and he does a good job to fall on the ball right where he stands, and that is number 85, Caleb Balsitis, who fell on that for Kelloggsville. They're going to mark the ball for play at the 26. Kelloggsville scrimmage from that spot. Looks like it's just inside the 27. So we'll give them a little more credit for a yard. Kelloggsville, 3 receivers, 2 to the left. They have a wing back to the left. The back in the backfield is to the right of the quarterback, and he tries to go left, but the Spartans, too much penetration on that side, really cut him off, and Toonstra didn't have much room.
54.
Number 54, Garrett DeGraff on the stop. On the stop.
Boy, Sparta up front is just causing so much havoc. Kelloggsville did not even pull on that trap. They just went straight up blocking. And you can tell it's the penetration of Sparta's front line that's just giving them way too much trouble up front.
So a 2-yard loss, second down and 12. Same formation for Kelloggsville, except the back is to the right of the quarterback, who's running around in the backfield because he has to. Too many Spartans trying to chase him down, and he does everything he can just to get the pass away and throw it out of bounds. He lives to fight another day. It'll be 3rd and 12. The Spartan rush getting through forced him all the way back to the 5-yard line for the Rockets.
You see the frustration in the quarterback as he scrambles for his life. It's just really hard. It's hard when you're out there trying to make a play, and Sparta, like I said, is just really giving them fits right now.
3 receivers, 2 to the right with a wing back to the right. Toonstra, the running back, is to the right of the quarterback. Zerfus trying to throw a screen. It's complete. Toonstra spins back to the original line of scrimmage. They'll give him a yard past that, so it's going to be about a 3-yard gain up to the 28-yard line. But that's going to bring up a 4th down for the Rockets.
Number 10 led the way on that one.
Number 10, Jamari Everett amongst the tacklers.
Boy, if you're Sparta, Mark Chapman, you got to be really happy on that play. There was 7 or 8 guys from Sparta that got to the ball after that screen pass was completed. And that's really what you want out of your defense. You want to see swarming to the ball, and they are hungry for that ball tonight.
Zerfus, the quarterback on that screen, did a very good job of holding the ball long enough for the defenders to come up. But once he threw the ball, there was still too many Spartans around the ball carrier. The punt is away, and it is actually muffed by the Spartans. And a good job by Tarosky. Was Johnny on the spot, even though he wasn't the one who muffed it. He got on that ball quickly, fell on it at the 50-yard line. The ball is placed in the immediate center of the entire field. Ending to the right of Gordon in shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Gordon, bit of a low snap, throwing the ball down the far sidelines. It's caught. 16-yard line.
15.
Boy, Gordon,
And it sounds like
really in a really catchable spot out there. Did a really nice job of that. Leading the receiver, he caught it in full stride. And, it was a pretty pass, to be honest.
our spotter, John Hicks, is saying that ball was caught by,
Tackle.
or the tackle was made by 15, Jabari Campbell. It was too far away from me to see who made the catch. I think it was number 10, Jamari Everett. Next snap, it's a bubble screen to Everett. Catches it at the 15. There is nobody around him. Good blocking downfield. And Everett dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Sparta Spartans.
All the way in. Touchdown for Sparta.
Great call there on the offensive side of the ball for sure. You take the frustration of a defense that has not been able to penetrate. You allow them to come in, suck them in, throw the screen, bubble screen out there, and it was just a great call at the perfect time.
Filoni for the extra point. She puts it through with 7:35 to go in the third quarter. Spartans lead 43-6. That's going to get us over the 35-point mark, and the Spartans will force the rest of this game, as long as it's over a 35-point lead, to be run under a running clock. And I think you're going to start seeing some subs on both sides of the ball for the Spartans.
She has been busy out there kicking tonight, and it's good to see. Doing a great job out there.
Michaela Mapp.
Yeah, Bella's a senior. She's going to play soccer in the spring. She's going to play basketball in the winter. And excited to see the girls basketball team this year. They had a very good season. If memory serves, the record was around 12-3 last year, and they gave eventual state runner-up Newaygo quite a run for their money in the district championship game.
That's awesome. She's a really good athlete.
So the kick is taken by number 8, Shumu.
That's number 8.
Who makes a very good return. He ran toward the center of the field, was forced back to the sidelines, and gets past the 40 to about the 40. Forces him out of bounds.
Boy, Everett has been able to contain some guys that were coming up the sidelines here a couple times tonight, staying out there in his lane and containing on that outside. And like I said, there was a really good run back there, and like I said, it's going to be a first down here for them. They're in that same spread that we've seen all night.
Spartans are going to leave their starters out there on defense. The pitch is to Toonstra, number 21. He outraces Whitmore to the outside, cuts all the way across the center of the field, gets some great blocks down the sidelines, and he will score from 58 yards. Touchdown, Kelloggsville, and that will stop the running clock that the Spartans just forced.
You can see where Kelloggsville's offense has been able to score some points this year. They've got some really good athletes out there, and I'll tell you, an impressive one to me on that one there was the quarterback, Zerfus, who didn't stand back and watch the play. He got out in front and actually made a block that allowed him to score. That is a hustler right there. That was a really good job.
Great run.
There is nothing that linemen love more on film than to see their quarterback go out there and sacrifice his own body and make a block to spring a big run. Kelloggsville going for 2. Zerfus is going to throw to the outside, and that ball is caught for the 2-point conversion.
Well, I'll tell you, he put the ball right where it had to be. The only one that had a chance at that was his own receiver. And I'll tell you, that was a great catch. He laid himself out there. I think it was 15 Campbell that made that catch, I believe. And it was a great job.
On that reception for 2 points, Jabari Campbell.
Well, they ran a nice little 5-yard out and just got past the goal line. And the defender on that side didn't have much of a chance. Nice pass. Ball was thrown on the money. And 2 points after the 6 for Kelloggsville. And that's a... So Shumu will take the ball and kick it away.
Trinity Younger.
Shumu spelled Tsoumou.
So if you're Sparta front 5 right now, I would definitely be ready. for anything of a pooch kick or an onside kick. You just never know. You get a little momentum going, and they might just want to try that again.
Should say good job.
Well,
ladies
Kelloggsville
and
has
gentlemen.
6 men to the left of the kick. It looks like they're starting to bunch toward the middle. And
There it
that
is.
is a squib
Great job.
right
there.
to the middle.
Short kick
and
goes
right
down
into the
ball to
arms
46-yard
of Garrett
line, where
DeGraff.
Sparta will take over.
Well, I'm impressed with Sparta's big guys up front. I mean, it isn't like they bring in brand new hands team. Them guys do a really good job up front, well coached, of just to get down on the ball. They don't panic, and did a nice job to secure that. Gives Sparta a really good field position again, and I think you're just going to continue to see what they've been
Last
doing.
kick, number 54, Garrett DeGraff.
You know, that
on the
kick
ball.
reminds me of when we coached
Ball
together
now
at Kent
rests on
City,
the
and we had that
47-yard line.
onside kick, and we called it the geek rule.
Yep.
Find the biggest geek on the field and kick it at
Kick it
him.
at 'em,
Well,
yep, absolutely.
they have kicked it to the wrong geeks
You bet.
so
That's
far
it.
in the last 2 kicks. 3 on the play clock. Spartans just get this play off,
Oh,
and that is Tarosky, and he finds his way,
wow.
and they won't catch him. Tarosky.
Just another great lead block in there by Ben Post, 73 from Sparta. He is just having a whale of a night up front. And, boy, I'll tell you, Tarosky, to me, he has just had a whole nother gear. He is really fast. And, boy, I'll tell you what, when he gets his head down,
Valoni's kick is good with 6:15 to go in the
Vel
third
Valoni
quarter
kicks it
still.
through again.
Sparta has made it to 50 points. It's 50-14. The school record for points in a game is 63
yeah,
in the research that I've done. And that happened back in 2005 in a game against Wyoming Rogers, in a game I seem to remember being at. So,
you wouldn't forget that one, that's for sure.
well, I did get to it late.
We'll see here as Everett playing out here is really had his job tonight here to really stay home. A lot of Kellogg's plays on kickoff seem to be wanting to come up to the sideline, and it's usually his sideline. So we'll see. We'll watch him here as he gets ready and staying disciplined, and we'll see if they got anything. You know, the one time we think we've seen a Kellogg's verse, maybe a reverse on a kickoff, and somebody maybe turned the wrong way. Maybe we'll see that play here again. But we'll be seeing here.
So the kick is away from Tarosky. It's going to be taken by Shumu. They're going to kick to him again, but the Spartans do a better job here as he was run down from behind by number 9, Antonio Lemancusa. They'll mark the ball for play.
Of avoiding getting off a block and making that tackle, because it looked like the running back from Kelloggsville was just starting to get ahead of steam up, and he made a real nice tackle, nice low, and made sure he was not going any farther than he did. So see what we got up front here. It's again, Sparta's back to the base 3, what I call the base 3D, and they have been able to do the job with the 3 linebackers behind them. They've been giving them all they need.
So we're back to running clock rules again with a 36-point lead. Handoff is to
Deucer on that carry.
number 21, Toonstra.
Number 8.
Number 8, Samuel Whitmore on the
Samuel
stop,
Whitmore
but a
on the
8-yard
ball.
gain on first down. I hope they moved that ball back a yard
Ben Post
to the
cleaning up on that
34.
play.
So it's a 7-yard gain. Second down and 3.
I'm thinking Toonstra for them is probably up about 110 yards tonight, especially with that one long one he had.
Spartans switch to 4 down linemen. They're going to throw a quick out complete to Campbell. Javari Campbell gets a first down.
Up along the left sideline
He's
there.
forced out of bounds by
First
Evan
down.
Steinbacher.
Steinbacher's had a really good game tonight too. I like that he comes in there. He comes in, he's ready to hit somebody. And when you're a coach, it's one thing you like to see. Guys come in, they keep their heads up, good technique, and hit with their shoulder pads. And, well, I'll tell you what, he's had a really good night tonight, too.
We didn't call Evan Steinbacher's name a lot earlier in the season, but he has developed like a lot of other Spartans, and he's gotten a lot better, especially defensively. There's a pass complete as the blitz was coming from the Spartans, and Zerfus had to get that ball away. It was caught by number 20, Cameron Townsend, who caught a earlier touchdown pass for Kelloggsville, but that one only nets 3 yards up to the 48. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for the Rockets.
Whitmore was really, again, Whitmore came untouched. The quarterback barely got the long snap, and Whitmore was in his face. And, boy, he has really been able to get some pressure on the quarterback tonight. 4th
down lineman for the Spartans again this time. They force Zerfus out of the pocket. He turns it upfield across the 50, across the 45, and brought down with the 44. Jeremiah Rosema brought him down. But Kelloggsville looks like they're finding a little bit of footing on offense.
Boy, Zerfus is not afraid to lower his shoulder and get that yard. As a quarterback, when you're a coach, you like to see that fire on your quarterback. But every time he does that, you're holding your breath that he's going to get up off the ground. But tough kid out there. I'll tell you, he needed that yard. He lowered his shoulder, and he drove to get that. And hats off to him on that.
Ball on the far hash at the 43-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. 1 receiver and a wing back to the right. They're going to throw a screen here to Cameron Townsend, and he gets outside and forced down by number 3, Henry Whitmore. That will move the chains after about a 30-yard gain to the 18. It'll be 1st and 10 for Kelloggsville again.
Well, I'll tell you, Kellogg's did a nice job there. They played a little inside-outside game with the twins that were over here to the left, or the guy in the slot. And he did a really nice job, I'll tell you. That's that Caleb again. But Caleb, for Kelloggsville, did a really nice job of a stock block to break that open.
McCaleb now in the slot. They're going to throw a weird little pitch to Toonstra. 54. I mean, that was nearly caught by Garrett DeGraff, who threw Toonstra down very quickly. That's going to be a big loss of 5 back to the 24.
Boy, I'll tell you, DeGraff, his eyes were huge. He thought he might have got an early Christmas gift. He thought he was heading the other way with it. But, boy, I'll tell you, that was really close.
It was almost as though Zerfus turned directly to him and said, "Here you go."
Here you go. It was the gift. I thought, wow, everything.
50-14, Sparta leads. Zerfus takes the snap, looking over the middle, floating one to the end zone, and that is caught for the touchdown.
It's a catch. Touchdown.
Jabari Campbell out-jumped Trevor Wilcox.
With the ball in his hands, and
that will stop the running clock again. Kelloggsville showing a lot of heart, even though they have not done anything on defense at all to stop the Spartans. Kelloggsville right now is going for 2, as they have done all night. Zerfus taking the snap, looking over the middle. Too many Spartans coming at him. Now rolls out. The pass is intercepted. You cannot advance an interception on a 2-point conversion in high school football. But if you could, that might have gone all the way.
That could have been definitely points for the Spartans. But,
and I think that was Tarosky who picked that off.
Tell you, my hat off to Turvas. He has been under a lot of pressure, but he throws a very catchable ball. He has a lot of faith in those receivers to high point those. And he is not I'll tell you, he's not a quitter. I can see that in him already. He is definitely the leader of this team. And
varsity cheer coach for the Spartans is Mickey Pease.
So brings the score to 50-20. Sparta ahead with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. The running clock will be shut off again, and we'll be back to regular clock rules. as Kelloggsville will.
Well, I'll tell you, Ben Post is down there talking to the front five to say you better be ready. You don't want to be sleeping on this because I think they're going to do that squib kick again here once to see what happens. But
Yeah, a couple of the players on the Sparta second line there, Wildman and I think that's Whitmore, have moved up a little bit to give him some help, but they're going to squib this hard. It's off the hands of Jack Wildman, who has to go to his left about 10 feet to fall on that deflection off of his own hands. But he gets there before Kelloggsville does, and the Spartans will take possession again at the 33-yard line.
it's one of those things that I think when you watch film that Sparta probably picked up on is deep. He actually tilts it back. And, boy, those little things are the things that tip you off of what's to come. So, nice job by the Sparta special teams there.
Sparta offensive line has done a fantastic job all night. Here is Schoonmaker on the jet sweep, gets down the far sideline, turns it upfield, and is pushed out of bounds around midfield. That's a 17-yard gain on first down, and it will be first down again.
Sparta gained over in what we would call the 9-hole, running that sweep around that left end. They have owned that all night.
The Spartans have shown to be faster on the outsides tonight. Under center is Gordon. Gordon is going to roll out. He's going to throw a pass to Schoonmaker, complete at the 40. 35, 30, and down to the 25-yard line. Look like 17 Spencer and 7 McCaleb on the tackle.
Number 7, Mark Whitfield on that tackle.
We might have had an injury back behind the play. The officials have stopped the clock with 34 seconds.
I think there was a couple of players maybe tangled up in a little argument there, and it looks like, yep, they're going to call
There is
that.
a flag on the field. They were standing in front of it, so I couldn't see it.
It was a personal foul, it looks like, after the play on a Kelloggsville player.
Flag on the play, personal foul.
That is not going to be good for the Rockets after giving up about 25 yards on that play to begin with. The ball is at the 25. They have not moved it forward yet. Now they're about to. Looks like that official wasn't even aware that there was a penalty called.
Yeah, it was way behind the play. Like I said, a couple players got tangled up over there. Frustration.
They're walking down to the 13-yard line.
And boy, in that type of situation, it's hard, but you got to keep your calm, your cool out there. You can't give up 15 yards.
Half the distance to the goal line, takes the ball down outside the 12. They give it to Tarosky, who basically just runs through several arm tackles into the end zone. Touchdown, Sparta Spartans.
Wow, did he make that look easy? What a hard run. He had a couple arm tackles he broke, and boy, he just put on the speed and made it to the end zone. And I'll tell you, again, hats off to that front line. They are just really dominating up front.
I am not going to lie. Do you want to stand in front of him and tackle that?
No, absolutely not. Oh, Tarosky is just a tough player.
So Valoni kicks that. She didn't get much into that one, and it's going to be a little short. It looks like the snap might have been a little wonky.
I'll tell you, Joe, I hate to insinuate, but maybe her leg's a little tired. She has done a lot of kicking tonight.
Well, that's true. So the missed extra point makes it a 36-point game, so we'll be under running clock rules again. And the score is now Sparta 56, Kelloggsville 20.
You are Kelloggsville coach. You got to continue to get your guys to keep fighting and staying in that and just continue to dig hard. And if you're on Sparta's side of the ball, you got to continue to encourage your guys to use every play to get better. And it's what high school football is all about. You can see some of the guys in Kelloggsville are a little down, which it's understandable, but
Dylan Tarosky setting up the kick there.
Well, the Spartans are looking like a well-oiled machine going into the playoffs next week. They tried to kick to the other side of the field,
22.
but Shumu was standing over there that time, and he runs into number 22, Nick Schoonmaker, makes a nice tackle on him at the 20-yard line. That's where Kelloggsville will start. It'll be 1st and 10.
As far as I can tell, Joe, I think
First 3 quarters are in the books.
Dylan Tarosky, I think tonight has done everything on this field, and I'm not sure, but he's probably drove the bus here. He'll probably drive the bus home. I'm not sure because he has done it all already.
He was selling hot dogs.
Oh.
He had a T-shirt gun earlier in the game.
We have seen everything out of him. I have seen him on offense, defense, special teams. He is just an incredible hard-running athlete. And the thing I like about him is that every play to him is just an opportunity. And you can tell he's having fun. Man, I'll tell you what, he is just out there enjoying the game.
So the third quarter has ended with the score Sparta 56, Kelloggsville 20. Kelloggsville will start on the left hash from their own 20-yard line. And they have done a really good job starting in that last drive in the first half. They have moved the ball. They found their footing a little bit.
Yeah. Yep, I think they established a little bit of offense that was working, and I think the big thing is they have to get rid of the pass really quick. Kelloggsville does not have a lot of time to throw it. I think the quarterback's buying a little more time, and they've always got the hard running back, Toonstra.
Here's a car that needs to be moved. This car must be moved. It's a blue Honda. License plates EFG 815.
So Kelloggsville comes out, first play of the fourth quarter.
Of the Kenwood Police Department.
2 receivers left. They'll give the ball to Toonstra, tries to get outside, 20 to the 25.
Oh,
And he takes a shot
5 or 6 on that play.
from
4 and number 5.
number 5, Evan Steinbacher.
Steinbacher pushed him out there. That's number 5.
That's still going to be a 5-yard gain up to the 25-yard line.
boy, that was quite a collision there. There was everything happening all in one place. The stalk block, the tackle, and the running back all collided at one time.
So with a 36-point lead, we're back to running clock rules. 3-man rush for the Spartans. They're going to throw another bubble screen out here to number 20, Townsend. Number 8, Samuel Whitmore, is out there to make the stop, but not until Kelloggsville gets first down yardage, so they continue to move the ball.
Boy, Whitmore's done a really good job of breaking up the bubble screen. That's a real tough play out there. You got a lead blocker. They throw it behind the line of scrimmage. You got to fight through that. If the running back comes inside, or if you guess wrong, the back goes inside or outside, and done a really good job on the bubble screens tonight.
Same formation again for Kelloggsville. Zerfus is going to look to his left. Quick 5-yard route.
Oh, yeah, great.
Looked
tackle
like it
there.
was number 15, Campbell. Stopped by number 15, Hunter Borma.
One thing I noticed with Sparta is that when they make a tackle tonight, there's not a lot of people watching. People are actively pursuing the ball. There's never just one guy on the ball. It's 2 or 3 guys on the ball.
7-yard gain on first down, takes the ball to the 37. Kelloggsville comes out again with Toonstra to the right of Zerfus. 2 receivers each side. Zerfus will give it to Toonstra on a little delay. It's across the 45.
15.
Taken down by Borma again. Right around the 47-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, Joe, one thing I was a little bit amazed by is Kelloggsville does not signal in their calls. They actually have their quarterback run all the way to the sideline and get the call. And I would hate to say how many miles he runs in a night just to get the thing. I don't understand why they don't use some armbands and some signs just to give him a little break there, but he runs over every single time.
Yeah, a lot of times you'll see they'll bring in a sub on every single play to bring that play in, but Kelloggsville doesn't do that. There's a give to Toonstra.
Toonstra
And
on
Ben
the carry.
Post, number 73, is the first
No
one to
gain.
get his arms around him.
And
There's a
again,
couple
you
of
see
other
that-
Spartans in there.
You see the gang tackling out of Sparta tonight, getting a lot of people to the ball, and yeah, like I said, it's just interesting. The only reason I say that is a lot of times you go spread. One of the reasons is you want to control the tempo. It's hard to control the tempo when you got to go over here and get your play from the coach. To me, it's not that hard of a deal to implement some sort of sign, armband, something.
Colby Vanderleest also in that tackle. No gain. It's 2nd and 10. Zerfus looking to his right. That's complete to Campbell.
Oh,
He gets into Sparta territory at the 48.
First down.
A nice tackle out there by number 4, Davian Hammock.
oh, Hammock, that's a great tackle out there. That there was no doubt that receiver was going to go down. Nice job of stopping the first down.
Davian Hammock.
5 yards on 2nd down makes it 3rd and 5. They're in Sparta territory at the 48. Kelloggsville comes out. They've got 3 receivers, 2 to the left, wing back to the right. Toonstra's the back to the left of Zerfus. They'll pitch it outside, and Samuel Moore was standing next to Toonstra when he took the ball, and that's going to be a loss of 5 back to the original line of scrimmage.
Man, Whitmer's just reading his key, and when he sees it's coming
Number
his
8
way,
tackling.
he is just downhill, ripping through that block. And boy, he was 4 or 5 yards in the backfield and just stopped the guy cold.
That's a 6-yard loss back to the Kelloggsville 46. It's 4th down and 11. Toonstra's coming off the field.
Whoops, somebody might have forgot they're on the punt team or
Yeah, number 48 is running out late. That is
Houston 1.
Jonathan Mubaki. He's a
Boston
freshman.
0. Top of 4.
okay, he's a running back. Toonstra must have needed a break there.
They're going for it on 4th and 11. Zerfus looks like he wants to throw a screen. Here come the Spartans on the rush. He's got to throw that on the run. It's dropped.
Incomplete.
Dropped by Cameron Townsend. That ball was right in his hands, and he was short of the sticks when he caught it, but there was nobody around him, and he had plenty of room to run for a first down and a lot more.
Boy, we've all been in that position where you're so excited to make the first down, you forget the basics to catch the football, and he was just beside himself for missing that.
I was starting to look at my roster to make sure that was the guy who caught the ball, and I looked back up, and he had jumped in the air with the ball on the ground next to him because he dropped it, and he was so upset with himself. We're going to have a timeout, Kelloggsville, as the Spartans
Kelloggsville timeout.
were ready
First
to go on offense again.
I think Kelloggsville is just trying to make sure as they're getting more players in that, first of all, they got 11 on the field and people know what's going on. Sometimes players have a tendency to wander up and down the sidelines, and they're calling for a certain team to be out there, and they've totally lost of what's going on here. But like I said, I will give it to Kelloggsville that they have not given up tonight. There's some guys leaving it all on the field, and they are definitely younger. You look at their roster; they got a lot of young guys, and they've got a lot of great athletes out there. And like I said, you can definitely see that their future should be bright as they continue to develop those players.
Yeah, Kelloggsville had a lot of freshmen last year when they traveled to Sparta, and Sparta beat them 56-6 last year. But as the freshman team gets older and older, a lot of experience. And speaking of experience, we got a new quarterback in the game. They hand the ball to number 2, Reese Alt, who gets across the 30.
Number 12.
And
Very good
12.
yardage.
number 12, Zerfus on the tackle.
Zach Zerba
As they
made
take the
tackle.
ball inside the 30 down to the 28, the new quarterback is number 30, who unfortunately is not on my roster, so I have no idea who he is.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he was. The Spartas all of a sudden went to the tight double wing. And boy, I'll tell you, they're almost foot to foot on the front line here.
They are in that double wing again on first down from the 28. They hand the ball, and it's fumbled. And it looks like the Rockets have it. Couldn't tell who had the ball to begin with.
Well, I'll tell you, that was definitely a scramble for the ball.
Rockets ball.
There you
First
go.
down.
85 who covered it.
Number 85, Caleb Balsitis, the senior,
Covered that.
in his last game, to just over 4 minutes left to go in the game.
Boy, I could tell Coach Chapman, he's got high expectations. When you're out on that field, boy, he was not happy with that. He was really, really upset over there. You got to hang on to the ball. Your opportunity to come in and play, you got to take advantage of that. And that part of
And a gust of wind came up and blew that ball, rolled 4 yards downfield. They had to respot it.
he's got
So now we've got another timeout.
Sparta.
So Sparta wanted to
Sparta
set
called
up
the
their
timeout.
defense as they brought in some guys.
Coach Chapman is beside himself. I do not know. He is not liking this. We seem a little unorganized as we bring in a lot of subs, and he is not happy over there that he has to call a timeout to get reorganized.
Well, there's still a lot of starters out there. I see Wilcox. I see Steinbacher. I see Dustin Warner.
Yeah, see Warner's out there yet. Yeah, like I said, and maybe that's why he's even more upset, because he was trying to bring some guys in, and Sparta looked like they had just kind of lost mental focus here for a couple plays, and boy, I'll tell you, that Mark Chapman is not going to put up with that.
Jack Wildman's on the field. I think I see number 67, Austin Holtrup.
Got Reese Alt out here playing corner.
Jabari Everett is lined up across the slot. Zerfus wanted to throw a screen, but his receiver ran down the field, and he's going to be sacked.
75.
Of the Spartans.
Number 75, Brennan Horrigan gets himself a sack.
Brendan Horgan.
Boy, Dustin Warner. Dustin Warner, to me, has just really been fun to watch tonight. Boy, as a freshman, I'll tell you, to play up on the varsity and to really be able to drive a guy. He just powered that guy right, rocked him right back on his heels. And, boy, I'll tell you what, it's going to be fun to watch him as he continues to play.
It's a 7-yard sack, takes the ball back to the 18. Zerfus takes the snap, throws that little out route to Campbell, who makes a couple of men miss and goes down at the 30.
44.
Stop made by number 44, Jack Wildman. With 2:26 to go, Spartans leading by 36. Again, we'd like to thank the people who made this possible tonight. Paul Owens at home producing this broadcast. He's had to work pretty hard because we've had a little bit of technical difficulties. Spotting tonight, as there's an incomplete pass. They were looking for Campbell, but nobody was home. Number 15, Hunter Borma, was out there in coverage, and it's going to bring up about a 4th down and 4.5.
Yeah, we got another player out there for Sparta, number 14, that is not on our roster.
Bella Valoni has just come in, number 1,
Oh, yes.
to play free safety.
Yep, look at that.
They bring Wilcox off the field. Zerfus trying to get away from the rush and will not. He's sacked back at the 25 by the freshman Dustin Warner.
Oh,
And the Spartans will take over on downs.
Cedar Springs 38, South Christian 32.
Spartans will take over with the clock running with 1 minute to go, so I'm sure they'll come out and take a knee. So they brought out Bella Valoni out there, the kicker, to play some defense. What did you think of what she...
like I said, at first I thought she was like really there, but she knew what she had to do, and That's really good to see. I love to see that.
Definitely a coverage sack because Zerfas had to run around for a while. The official just sent the Spartans offense off the field. Clock's still running. That appears to be the final play of the game.
Absolutely. Just a great job here by the Sparta Spartans tonight, Joe. I'm really impressed. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see as they get ready to enter into the playoffs, where they'll be, who they're going to see. It'll be exciting to watch.
Well, all the projections that are coming across sound like the Spartans are going to be on the road playing either at Grand Rapids Christian or at Cadillac next week.
Okay.
The official announcement will be made on Valley Sports Detroit at 5:30 on Sunday. The selection show will take place at that time, and we will find out. Actually, the Spartans will find out before that where they're going to be going, so they will know before the show, but the rest of us will find out then. I would love to be able to broadcast that game. The MHSAA is going to make that very difficult. So we'll see what happens next week. We will bring that game to you if at all possible.
Absolutely.
But if not, it's been a great regular season for the Spartans. They end the season 7-2. Going into their playoff game next week. A 6-game winning streak. They'll finish second place in the OK Silver, their only loss being to undefeated Comstock Park. Coach, it's been good working with you tonight.
Absolutely, Joe. It's been good. I tell you, it's going to be exciting.
A lot of fun, and if we can make this work out for future games next year, we'll do the best we can. We thank you for listening to tonight's game, braving the technical difficulties through us. And folks, it's been fun. Final score tonight from Kelloggsville, the Sparta Spartans 56, the Kelloggsville Rockets 20. We will see you down the road, and remember, real Spartans wear blue. Good night, everybody.
Good night.